What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. So TBC is finally here, and you're trying to figure out how you are going to level. Are you going to be a quester out in the open world dealing with tons of world PvP on Night Slayer if you're on that server? Are you going to be a dungeon grinder? Are you going to do a mixture of both? Well, I'm here to let you guys know that I plan on doing a mixture of both. I'm not going this super maximum efficiency, sweaty route. I'm going to be doing a mix of dungeon grinding and questing when I get bored so that I don't get burnt out, right? Because grinding dungeons, while it might be the fastest way to hit level 70, it's also the fastest way to burn yourself out and end up hating the Burning Crusade, right? I did this last time. So the way that I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to be doing a mixture of that. So I decided to put together this little list of all of the dungeon quests that you probably don't want to be skipping if you're dungeon grinding. I plan on going through the Dark Portal and dungeon grinding pretty much until Honored, and then trying to quest a little bit in Hellfire. If it's literally unplayable and I'm getting griefed and can't play, obviously I'll keep dungeon grinding, but I like to do a mixture of both. But what I did here today was I put together this list on Excalibur of all of the dungeon quests, all the way from 60 all the way to level 70, what they are, how many there are, where you pick them up, if they're a chain, and if they're not. And I'm going to post this, a big picture of this in my Discord for you guys to reference or download for yourselves if you want. This is by no means a hyper efficient, super min-maxy way to level, but it's just a way so that people can, you know the dungeon quests that are available to them in the dungeons that they are spamming, because it's definitely worth it to do these dungeon quests. I mean, you're leaving a lot of XP on the table if you're not even doing the dungeon quests. Some of them are very small chains where, like, you just talk to a couple of different people and then you get a quest that then rewards you with a ton of experience while you're spamming that dungeon anyway, right? So I'm going to switch over to my main screen here so you guys can kind of see what I did. Okay, so here I'm on Excalibur. I'll zoom in, and as you guys can see, like I said, I'm going to basically save this down as a PDF, put it in the Discord or an image file or whatever, and you guys can download it and reference it for yourselves. I broke it down by dungeon, right? So for levels 60 to 62, you're going to be spamming Ramparts and Blood Furnace if you're dungeon grinding. There are a few quests for each, and I broke down exactly how to get the quests. So for an example, we'll go over, like, walking through the Dark Portal real quick, right? You got to do this short outdoor chain here. Otherwise, you're losing a ton of XP inside Ramparts. It's going to unlock, weaken the Ramparts. This is a chain. It comes from Honor Hold or Thrallmar. That's where you're going to start it. And then after you get that quest and you do that, after you kill the last boss in the dungeon, you're going to get the note, which starts Dark Tidings, and then that kind of leads you into the Blood Furnace. So these things are all scattered throughout TBC, and that's why I made this, because people are going to leave a lot of this on the table. They're going to run through the portal and just immediately jump into these dungeons, whereas, like, if you would have spent 10 minutes before you went in there, you wouldn't miss out. Every single one of these dungeon quests gives you a blue item, which is huge while you're leveling, right? So I made this list to show you guys all the way to 70, right? There's some things on here that aren't even worth doing, right? Like if you look over here, Down Crypts is literally not really even worth doing, because the quests that you get there are from Long Nagrand or Terakar quests. They're big chains that you basically have to unlock. So while you're dungeon grinding to 70, you may not even get the chance to unlock these. If you do, obviously do them, but it definitely isn't that efficient. Not that this is the most efficient way to level ever, but this is for the person who kind of wants to do a mixture of both and not really leave any of those dungeon quests unfinished, right? If you want to do all of the dungeon quests on your way from 60 to 70, this is going to help you guys out. Like I said, I'm going to post it in my Discord. I went through every single dungeon on here, listed out every single quest, where it comes from, tell you if it's a chain, and then basically, you know, if you're doing this, I also labeled it so that you can see what dungeons you're going to want to be spamming on your way to 70, right? So from 60 to 62, you're going to be doing Ramparts and Blood Furnace. The ultra sweaty players are going to probably completely skip Ramparts and go right into Blood Furnace. I personally am not going to do that. If I do, 12 Blood Furnace runs in a row at level 60, I'm going to want to log off before I hit level 62. Then from 62 to 65, you're going to be doing Slave Pens and Underbog, a really good amount of quests here. And then you have some from Slave Pens that chain into Underbog, which is nice. 64 to 66 is a little bit rough, right? You're going to be doing Mana Tombs, and like I said, Down Crypts is not that efficient to do. So you could do like these Mana Tombs quests, maybe spam it a few times, go through some questing if you want. If you're ahead of the curve, like, questing might be a little bit easier. You're not going to get completely blasted out in the open world. Or if you're on a PvE server, maybe a little easier. I still feel, though, that even with 10 layers, you're really going to be fighting for mob tags quite a bit. And then if you go down here, we have from 65 to 68, you're going to have Sethic Halls, which is amazing experience to dungeon grind there. There's 2 quests, I think, in Seth Calls, and then in Old Hillsbrad, Caverns of Time. This is worth doing once for the initial questing, and then that's pretty much it. I would not spam this for XP at all. It's very inefficient. And then as you approach level 70, you have the options of like Shadow Labs or Steam Vaults. They may be a little harder depending on what level you actually are, but you can do them a little bit earlier if you really want to. There's some good questing in Steam Vaults and in Shadow Labs. But realistically, I feel like when I started looking into this morning, I wasn't even going to make a video on this. I was like kind of making myself my own little to-do list. And like I said, I'm going at this with a more casual approach this time. I want to enjoy my experience leveling. I do know that questing the whole way in the open world is going to be pretty much impossible just because of how many people are going to be there. And I'm on Night Slayer, and I'm going to be streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/hammerdance. So I'm going to get griefed. I'm going to get camped. I'm going to get stream sniped. It happens every single time. But I would love to just level by questing and just do these dungeons once or twice for the quests. But unfortunately, for my first character, that's probably not going to be an option. It's going to be too packed. It's going to be too crowded. But at the very least, I want to make sure that I get all of these dungeon quests done because you get a really good XP and really good items from them. So this is different than you're probably seeing guides and videos out there of everyone that's like, all right, you got to do 11.2 Ramparts runs and then 11.7 Blood Furnace runs, and then someone summons you to Slave Pens and you start spamming that. Like, that's not what this video is. This is not a hyper efficiency video. This is if you want to enjoy yourself, do a little bit of a mix of dungeon quests and, grinding these dungeons for XP, spamming the dungeons a little bit here and there. This is what, you would be able to use. That's why I put this together. Again, I'm going to put this in my Discord in its own specific channel. I guess maybe I'll take a big screenshot of it and put it there. You guys could save the image for yourselves and reference it or look at it on my Discord. I just wanted to make this because I know there's people out there that want to level the way that I'm doing it, right? There's a lot of the sweaty min-maxers out there that have pre-quested and they have their dungeon route all planned and all that, and they're doing no questing at all. I get it. That's completely fine. For me this time, I'm going a little bit more casual, but I want to be as efficient as possible, while I'm leveling like that, right? And I think that is something that's really important as you guys play through the Burning Crusade. And as we get closer, you're going to see all the guides and all the min-max stuff coming out. And I've been saying this in all of my videos, I want to really kind of hammer home the point for everyone this time of just have fun with it. This is probably the last time that we're going to play TBC, at least for a very long time. Enjoy your experience. There is no rush. We have 2 weeks before raids even open. Most people are going to be 70 and full raid ready pre-bis within like 7 or 8 days. So don't rush. Enjoy yourself. Don't burn out, because spamming dungeons non-stop for 25 plus hours straight to hit level 70 as fast as possible will burn some people out. Maybe not others. It would burn me out. That's not how I plan on doing it. I'm going to just do what I want to do. If I get bored of running dungeons while I'm in dungeons, guess what? I'm going to leave and I'm going to go quest and world PvP a little bit. When I rage at that and get bored of that, I'll go back to dungeons. I'm just encouraging everyone to have fun with it. Do what you think is fun and just enjoy it. Like I said, could be the last time we play TBC for a very, very long time. So if you guys enjoyed this video or I helped you out in any way, again, this is going to be in the Discord, link in the description below if you want to go download this image or whatever. This whole thing will be in there for you guys to download. Like the video, share it with anyone who needs to see it. Follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/hammerdance. We're going to be streaming from launch all the way through for a few days after that, pretty much 12-hour streams every single day. Aside from that, our normal stream times are Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We stream every single day except for Saturday and Sundays, and sometimes we even do stream on Saturdays. But subscribe to the channel if you love Classic WoW just as much as me. I hope I helped you guys out. Thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one.